tonight, more troubles for under-fire MP for Ayawaso West Wuogon as the NDC file official complaint of alleged electoral malpractice at the office of the Special Prosecutor against the MP. We have exclusive details plus a flurry of condemnations from Shraj, Kodeo and anti-corruption campaigners against the conduct of the MP.
So once there is footage showing the distribution, both those who are distributing as well as those who received are persons of interest.
It's not right to treat us as the legal term, to share food, to share money to anybody in the queue.
We have details of this particular story, speak to all the anti-corruption campaigners and to establish what exactly the OSP can do in this particular matter here on Top Story. Brought to you always by Telecel, connecting energies and holy insecticide spray and coil. Enjoy a holy sleep. Well, tonight, there is more trouble for MP for Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, Lydia Alhassan, who has been under intense fire over an incident during the special voting yesterday. Now, in the last few hours, the NDC in the constituency have filed a criminal complaint against the MP at the office of the Special Prosecutor, alleging electoral malpractice. Lydia Alhassan was captured on tape handing out bags containing food to several persons who had lined up to vote at the polling station. We'll get into the petition shortly. First, though, listen to this report cataloging similar act during Monday's post with Lydia Alhassan's action capturing national attention.
Section 34 of the Representation of the People law makes it an offense if a person offers or gives food, drinks, entertainment, or other provisions to a voter before, during, or after an election in order to influence their vote or to reward them for how they voted or chose not to vote. During Monday's special voting held in 14 regions, sharing of food by aspirants were rampant. Perhaps the most popular of these instances was the one witnessed in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, where the MP, Lydia Alhassan, shared packs of food to persons who had queued to vote. Despite a video capturing the MP in this act, she denied in subsequent interview with some journalists of ever engaging in such conduct.
I wasn't here. I don't know if you saw me here. I've been here since I came here before 6 a.m. and I left here a few minutes ago. I don't even know what you're talking about. I am yet to find out from them what happened.
Her contender, John Dumelo, was livid about the situation.
Why are you showing food to people in the queue? Why are you doing that? Why we can't share? We can share. Let's respect the rules of the Electoral Commission. What kind of stupidity is this?
In the Ayawaso Central constituency here in Accra also, both the NDC and MPP reps shared food. This time, not to voters who are lined up to vote, but to electoral officials. Here is NDC's parliamentary candidate, Abdul Rauf Tubazu.
You didn't see it, my brother. You are the one saying it. Probably I was somewhere here. I saw them eating food, but I don't know who gave them the food. All I can say that I'm not involved in it. I'm not aware that we are sharing food to anybody.
But the presiding officer at the polling center, Billings Abrokwa, was clear that the instructions from the Electoral Commission was that no such items should be received from the political parties or candidates.
It's never right. So our officials, we told them, when they give you food, collect it, put it down. Because if you don't know, you take it and something happens to you, easy, and you will be in trouble.
Going into the general election on Saturday, there are now fears this conduct may be rampant. The Special Prosecutor has deployed officers across the country to monitor and investigate such conduct. Kweku Asante for Joy News.
Well, Kweku did that particular report, and he'll be joining me in studio with some more on this raging controversy. And before we get into Kweku, there has been a flurry of criticism and condemnation of the conduct of the MP. Commissioner of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice has been lashing out at the MP and urged the Special Prosecutor to get to the bottom of this particular matter. Listen.
Well, we were not there, but we saw the media carried certain unsettling developments, particularly in Ayawaso West Wuogon, and it falls within the checklist that we use to monitor, and that is particularly. I'm not saying it is true. I know the Member of Parliament has denied it, but it's not right to treat as the legal term, to share food, to share money to anybody in the queue in preparation to vote, because it is tantamount to corruption and an integrity issue. So having seen that could happen even to security officials, we have always assumed that would not be the case. It never happened in the past, but this time around, it seems it has happened. So we will factor that into our next election. When we monitor, we get the evidence. The evidence will now be presented with recommendations to the appropriate institution that has a duty to carry it out. In this case, Special Prosecutor has the role to play because of the particular allegations that are involved in this one. We're looking at corruption and corruption related. In the course of an election, this has been captured in our Criminal Offences Act. So we would have made referral to the office of the Special Prosecutor, or in the absence of the Special Prosecutor, to the Attorney General as a general criminal allegation. Actually, my worry is, or let me not say worry, mine was, when I looked at the video, it was more of an embarrassment, because security officials must be security conscious. How can you come to exercise your franchise and somebody gives you food which you don't even know where the food is coming from, and you take it and you are happy that it's okay to take it?
Joseph Wotale, Strat Commissioner, the Anti-Corruption Campaign and convener of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption, Edem Senanu, says the MP and persons who received the items should have been picked up by the state authorities and investigated.
Ideally, the persons seen handing out, as well as those who receive, should be persons of interest to the security forces. Do an investigation, and if people need to be processed for court, that must happen. And so once there is footage showing the distribution, both those who are distributing as well as those who received, persons of interest. And I think that beyond what the OSP is saying, I'm wondering whether the Intersecurity Task Force cannot quickly move in to identify such persons.
Well, several more people have been, speaking on this particular matter, and CSOs have also joined in condemning what happened in Ayawaso West Wuogon there. And the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, also says that conduct is reprehensible. Rhoda Oseaful is project manager at CODEO.
We've also had some observers reported, and we've been able to confirm with them some of the incidents that have come up in the media. Observers in some of the polling stations, I would say that it was not widespread based on the data that we have, but it's still worrying that looking at the caliber of people who were involved in this particular exercise, looking at the security personnel, looking at the media or journalists, looking at poll officials or election officials, for us to identify some of these incidents, such as snapping of photos of ballots, which sort of undermine the security of the ballot or one's ballot, is very worrying for us. We have had other issues about treating voters being served food or refreshments around polling station areas, and we believe that this is really unacceptable. And given that we still have a few days to go, what we make of this situation is very critical.
The is a top story, and we have on the line Benjamin Avonocha. He's an aide and spokesperson for John Dumelo. We also have Baford Jemfi, who is regional TESCOM coordinator and an aide to Lydia Alhassan. We're joined by Vitus Azim as well. But in the last few hours, the camp of John Dumelo have petitioned the OSP to look into this particular matter, and my colleague Kweku Asante joins me with details. Kweku, before we get into this petition, though, we understand the OSP was, has taken some action on his own. Tell us more.
Well, yes, as of yesterday, investigators from the OSP did come to that polling station. They interviewed eyewitnesses. They spoke to a couple of people. This morning, the information we are getting from sources very close to that office say that that matter is still being investigated, and that the investigators who did come to the ground to gather the evidence will present a report to the Special Prosecutor himself. He will weigh in on the findings they made and ultimately will make a determination as to whether or not there is the need to open the full investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor and then consequently take matters up to prosecute. But speaking about prosecution, there is this new petition that has been filed by Benjamin Avonocha that you just introduced there to the Special Prosecutor. It says complaint of electoral malpractice against Miss Lydia Alhassan. And it reads, I wish to make a formal complaint against Miss Lydia Alhassan, the Honorable MP for the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency. I am the polling agent for Mr. John Dumelo, the NDC's parliamentary candidate for the constituency. Because of my duties, I was stationed at the Lagos District Police Station where the special voting in that constituency was taking place on 2nd December 2023. At about 1 p.m., while the special voting was going on, I saw Miss Lydia Alhassan and a handful of her supporters holding several white plastic bags with contents which were not readily known. Later, I saw her hand several of the plastic bags to several of the men and women who were in the queue to cast their ballots. Particularly, she handed the bag to each of the men and women and whispered into their ears. I later found that some of the bags contained goods which I believe were intended to influence the voters to cast their ballots in her favor. I have several video recordings of the conduct of Miss Lydia Alhassan and her followers handing the plastic bags to the voters. I have attached them to this complaint, and I count on you to bring Miss Lydia Alhassan and her followers to book. Benjamin Avonocha, with this petition that has since been received by the OSP.
Interesting. And then Benjamin Avonocha himself is with us on the line here. Grateful to you for joining us here, Ben. The MP has explained that she had no intention to induce the voters. You don't agree to her explanation that that was not her intent?
I absolutely do not agree with that, because even when you saw her in the video, supervising and handing out those items, she denied it later when she spoke to the press. When she got an interview to the press after the event, she said she wasn't even at the scene. So to say that she did not intend to induce voters with the items, why would you be handing items to voters, security officers, at the point of voting when they are in the queue about to receive their ballot papers? In fact, the first person who received the item was as close to where the presidential ballot papers were being issued. And we are all aware that it is an illegal action on her part to have done that. That is why we thought that, of course, the OSP's intelligence unit officers came to the grounds yesterday to do their own investigation, to ask questions here and there and all that. But it wasn't enough, because we wanted to make an official complaint to the office of the OSP and to demand of them to take an action, on the matter, because that was just a special voting that was ongoing yesterday. We do not know what would happen on the University campus on Saturday, or in any side of any other part of the constituency on Saturday when the general elections are concerned. So we were bringing this to their attention to, as a matter of importance, bring those who were seen in the video, including the MP herself, who later denied that she wasn't really at the scene.
So you want those who also took the items to be dealt with as well?
Of course. The truth of the matter is that the investigation would further reveal who and who had received the items, because these are security men. These are men in uniform, where some of them were in uniform when they are casting their vote. And she kept forcing these items, into their hands and speaking speaking into their ears, like I mentioned in the petition and all that. That is not how a member of parliament who had served for the past years, if she had performed and had done what is expected of her for her constituents, should be behaving. And to the extent that these individuals were about receiving their ballot papers when such an action was ongoing, I mean, it's such
okay.
It's so unacceptable.
Okay.
And when the media, those who captured, those who made the report on the grounds, later questioned her, she denied that she was not even understanding that she had come there in the morning and all that. Telling the character and the credibility of the individual who wants to become a member of parliament or who is currently a member of parliament for the constituency.
Okay, Ben, stay with me. Let me bring in Bafo Jemfi. He's an aide to Lydia Alhassan Serum. Bafo, grateful for joining us here. Why did your member of parliament decide to hand over food to people in a queue to go and vote when she is well aware that is against the law?
Good evening to your cherished listeners. I mean, this is a very big platform, and I think that as journalists, due diligence must be done in making sure that the questions are right. The first thing is, did you see the honorable member of parliament give out food items to anybody?
I saw her. I saw her in colored. I mean, this was not dotted. I saw her clearly that she was handing over food. Yes, I saw her.
You saw her handing over something. What did you see her hand over to anybody?
Did you see the video? Were you there?
I was there. I was there the entire time.
So you didn't see her hand over any food item to anybody, like any politic to anyone.
All the videos you've shared on social media. There is none that shows that she was handing over any item to anybody.
Hey,
I'm surprised you are saying hey.
Now, are you being truthful that when you see that someone is handing items to people in a queue, and you're saying that all of us who watched it, we don't know what she was doing, that she was not handing over anything to anybody?
I want us to speak to the specifics, the very thing that you are saying she did. Which of the videos did you see her hand over anything to anybody? There's no such video. They are only alleging and making unfounded allegations because they feel that they are losing the elections. And so, for us, the member of parliament never handed anything to anybody in the queue. There is no video that is seen she handing over anything to anybody. It is not true. It is neither here nor there. Okay.
But hold on. You think that Joy News and Joy FM will put out things that we don't know it is true, and so we just report anything we get? Is that your thinking?
Video which shows the member of parliament has handed over something to anybody in the queue. There's none like that. There's none like that. There are videos that I've seen some women handing over something to people in the queue, but not the honorable member of parliament. There's no video that shows she herself was handing over a food item to anybody in the queue. It is not true. It is not true. Now,
and hold on, she didn't hand any polythene bag or anything to anybody in the queue, you say?
I've seen the videos from GH1, from Metro TV, from TV3, from Joy, and there is no video that shows that the member of parliament was handing over food item to anybody in the queue. In the queue. There's none like that. Don't forget.
Okay. Hold on there. So you are saying, even let's base on what you just said, that she didn't hand over any item to anybody in the queue. Did she hand over any items to anybody around the polling area?
No, that's is that what we are discussing? You said you have a video of her giving something to some people in the queue. Now you want to digress. You want to?
I'm not digressing. I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt. Now the video we have is Madam Lydia Alhassan wearing a blue jeans, a white top, and a blue cap, handing over items to people in the queue. And after she had done that, she took a bottle of water to drink. You are saying that this is not true?
It is not true. There is no video. There is no video. There's nothing like that. Check the video. The video you yourself put out. Check the video. If you saw the member of parliament give things to people in the queue, nothing of that happened. It is not true.
I guess that in doing politics, we should also do it with some level of sincerity. Now, you've seen a video of the MP, and if you say you were there, you will see clearly that this woman was handing over items to people, and then you say that that's not what she was doing, that she never did it.
You said the member of parliament was handing over things to people in the queue. Now, to people, which people? Was it me? Do you know me in person?
Security people, they are wearing their uniforms, and the woman is handing over things to them in the queue, please.
I have not found on any of those videos. The videos you put out, I have not seen any of them. It is not true. It is not true. Mind you, listen, the gentleman who is speaking on the other side said he's petitioned the special prosecutor over this whole thing. Even the date on the said petition is wrong. The date on the said petition is wrong. He said it happened 2nd December 2023. Are we in 2023? Did we have any special voting in 2023? I mean, let's get serious. We live in a very elite constituency. We have a member of parliament who has the heart of a mother. She accommodates each and everybody. Even the candidate, the NDC parliamentary candidate.
I hope you are
use the word stupid to describe the member of parliament. He even used the word stupid. You see, let us not digress. Let us stick to issues. The member of parliament never handed anything to anybody in the queue.
Okay, you've made your point that she never handed anything to anybody. The OSP will go into it. We'll see what exactly comes out of it. But Benjamin, what do you expect the special prosecutor to do now in this regard?
Of course, our demand on the special prosecutor, is to, invite the individuals who are involved, because you saw the video. Even the evidence of the video, the woman herself denied that she was not handing items to anybody and that she was not even at the scene at all. This is somebody who works with her, who is on radio, on a platform like Joy, denying what you keep questioning. You keep asking him whether he has seen what happened. He said nothing like that happened. These are the kind of individuals we are dealing with, and these are the people who want to represent the people of Ayawaso West Wuogon. The MP herself had denied, the same gentleman who is speaking now had denied that nothing of the sort happened. You have questioned him on many occasions. He's still insisting that what you saw, what your cameras captured, is not the truth. So the special prosecutor should invite the individuals that involved, including the MP herself, and to question them and to investigate the matter and bring them to book. Otherwise, people with such integrities, including the gentleman who is speaking, who has absolutely no integrity at all, will continue to exist in our politics. That even if you have video evidence to prove that an event had occurred, they can be on air and be denying same. That all of us, including you, we who have made the complaints, the voters in our constituency, the students, every individual who has seen this video is wrong except them. Is that how we do politics?
So you've petitioned the West, but you know that in the last primaries there were a lot of such videos that were sent to the office. We've heard little about them. What's your level of expectation of the OSP in this regard?
Of course, it is important that we bring matters of this nature to the attention of the state institutions. But one thing we can assure those the MPP and members of the Lydia Alhassan campaign, including herself, is that since we have brought this matter to the attention of the OSP, we expect them to take an action immediately. Otherwise, they will leave room for an event on the grounds where we, if we consider the act that is unlawful, we would have to make sure that we stop it from going, because we actually expect that the OSP, together with his office, will take an action to put a stop to it. Because as I speak to you, there's still such event. What you saw in the video, if you get to a university campus and you go into the community, she's still going about sharing all kinds of items. And
okay. As for that, because we don't have evidence, we cannot speak to it. But I'm grateful. We have that video running now on our social media platform on Joy 997 on Facebook. You can go and watch it for yourself now, and you can help in getting the discussion about this going. Let's bring in anti-corruption campaigner Vitus Azim into this discussion. I'm grateful to you, Ms. Azim, for joining us here. What do you make of this incident, and how does this come into the realm of vote buying for you?
Well, it's a cause of worry, because it's like an interlude to what is going to happen on Saturday. You see, in the past, they used to hide nearby the police stations and give money to people. But now, it has come with impunity where they just come. People are queuing up to vote, and you give them, you come and distribute parcels of food to people. I mean, it's so sad that we are doing this without any shame. And this is no longer democracy. It's monocracy. The only consolation is the fact that going into the toll booth for a book, toll booth with the ballot place with you, so you can still take the money and go and vote the way you want.
So what's your expectation of the OSP in this matter? Bearing in mind the fact that similar things happen in the primaries of both parties that we've heard little of. What's your expectation?
I actually don't expect much from the OSP, because you see, for example, it's not Accra. Ghana is not Accra. OSP doesn't have offices in the regions and the districts. It doesn't have enough staff to be distributed to the regions and the constituencies to monitor whatever is happening. So it's a warning to people that is wrong, they shouldn't do it. But I think that's all there is to it. You cannot do much.
I'm grateful to you, Vitus Azim, for joining us here. This has been Top Story, brought to you always by Telecell, connecting energies and holy insecticide spray and coil. Enjoy a holy sleep. Up next is Newsnight.
Everybody likes money, but what do